Hi, Oliver. Hi, Henry. Lala wants to read a story to you from a book called Uncle Wiggly and His Friends. Oliver, you know how you were telling me about the bear the other day? Well, this is a story about the bear and some peppermint. So I thought you would really like it. Let me show you the book. Here's the book. It's called Uncle Wiggly and His Friends. This is Uncle Wiggly, and here are some of his friends.
By Howard R.
So I'll
Garris.
turn to the story and we'll read it. It's called Uncle Wiggly and the Peppermint. Uncle Wiggly, would you mind going to the store for me? Asked Nurse Jane Fuzzy Wuzzy, the muskrat lady housekeeper, one morning as she came in from the kitchen of the hollow stump bungalow. Go to the store? Why, of course I'll go, Miss Fuzzy Wuzzy, answered the bunny uncle. Which store? The drug store. The drug store? What do you want? Talcum powder or court plaster? Neither one, answered Nurse Jane. I want some peppermint. Peppermint candy? Asked Uncle Wiggly. Not exactly, went on Nurse Jane, but I want a little of the peppermint juice with which some kind of candy is flavored. I want to take some peppermint juice myself, for I have indigestion. Dr. Possum says peppermint is good for it. Here's the next picture. I'll get you the peppermint with pleasure, said the bunny uncle, starting off with his tall silk hat. There it is. And his red, white, and blue striped rheumatism barber pole crutch. Better get it in a bottle, spoke Nurse Jane with a laugh. You can't carry peppermint in your pocket, unless it's the peppermint candy, and I don't want that kind. All right, Uncle Wiggily said, and then with the bottle with which Nurse Jane had given him, he hopped on over the fields through the woods to the drugstore. But when Uncle Wiggily reached the drugstore, it was closed. There was a sign on the door which said, Monkey Doodle gentleman who kept the drugstore had gone to the baseball moving picture show. I wonder where I'm going to get Nurse Jane's peppermint, asked Uncle Wiggily of himself. I better go see if Dr. Possum has any. But while Uncle Wiggily was going on through the woods once more, he gave a sniff and a whiff, and all of a sudden he smelled a peppermint smell. The rabbit gentleman stood still, looking around and making his pink nose go twinkle, twinkle like a pair of roller skates. While he was doing this, along came the cow lady.
Moo!
What are you doing here, Uncle Wiggily? She asked. Uncle Wiggily told her how he had gone to the drugstore for peppermint for Nurse Jane and how he had found the store closed. But I smell peppermint here in the woods, said Uncle Wiggily. Can it be that the drugstore Monkey Doodle has left some here for me? No, what you smell is that, said the cow lady, pointing her horns towards some green plants growing near a little babbling brook of water. The plants had dark red stems that were square instead of round. It does smell like peppermint, said Uncle Wiggily, going closer and sniffing and snuffing. It is peppermint, said the cow lady. That is the peppermint plant, you see. Oh, now I remember, exclaimed Uncle Wiggily. They squeeze the juice out of the leaves, and that's peppermint flavor for candy or for indigestion. Exactly, spoke the cow lady, and I'll help you squeeze out some of this juice in the bottle for Nurse Jane. Then Uncle Wiggily and the cow lady pulled up some of the peppermint plants and squeezed out the juice between two clean, flat stones. My, but this is strong, cried the bunny uncle as he smelled of the bottle of peppermint. It was so sharp that it made tears come into his eyes. I should think this would cure indigestion and everything else. Tell Nurse Jane to take only a little of it in water, said the cow lady. It is very strong, so be careful of it. I will, promised Uncle Wiggily, and thank you for getting the peppermint for me. I don't know what I would have done without you. Then he hopped on through the woods to the hollow stump bungalow. He had not quite reached it when all of a sudden there was a rustling in the bushes. From behind a bramble bush jumped a big black bear. Not a nice good bear like Becky's stubtail, but a bear who cried, "Aha! Aho! Here is someone whom I can bite and scratch. A nice tender rabbit chap. Aha! Aho! Are you going to scratch and bite me?" asked Uncle Wiggily. "I am," the bear said snappish-like. "Get ready, here I come." And he started toward Uncle Wiggily, who was so frightened he could not hop away. "I'm going to hug you too," said the bear. "Well, this is indeed a sorry day for me," said Uncle Wiggily sadly. "Still, if you're going to hug, bite, and scratch me, I suppose it can't be helped." "Not in the least in the world can it be helped," said the bear, cross-like and unpleasant. "Well, if you're going to hug me, I better take this bottle out from my pocket, so when you squeeze me, the glass won't break," Uncle Wiggily said. "Here, when you're through being so mean to me, perhaps you will take this to Nurse Jane for her indigestion. But don't hug her." "I won't," promised the bear, taking the bottle which Uncle Wiggily handed him. "What's in it?" Before Uncle Wiggily could answer, the bear opened the bottle, and seeing something in it, he cried, I guess I'll taste this. Maybe it's good to eat." Down his big red throat he poured the strong peppermint juice. And then, well, I guess you know what happened. "Oh, wow! Ow! My! Ouchie, ouchie, itchy!" roared the bear. "My throat is on fire! I must have some water." And dropping the bottle away, he ran to the spring, leaving Uncle Wiggily safe and not hurt a bit. Then the rabbit gentleman hurried back and squeezed out more peppermint juice for Nurse Jane, whose indigestion was soon cured. And as for the bear, he had a sore throat for a week and a day. So this teaches us that peppermint is good for scaring bears, as well as for putting it in candy. And if the snowman doesn't come in our house and sit by the gas stove until he melts into a puddle of molasses, I'll tell you next time about Uncle Wiggily and the red spots. That's the end of the story of Uncle Wiggily and the peppermint.